Happy Saturday evening. I hope you guys all had a wonderful day today and enjoyed some sunshine if it's nice weather in your area. I wasn't sure it was going to go live tonight or not, but before I even start this live stream, I want to mention tomorrow at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 3 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, 4 p.m. Central Time, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we will be having a live stream for Chapped Ass. If you guys don't know Chapped, she has been a long time Islander. She shared her story with us, and currently she is facing a completely different battle. So we will be discussing tomorrow. If you cannot make the live stream tomorrow, there is a GoFundMe link for you to read more information about, posted in my community post, and also in the live stream description that's set up for tomorrow. But I would appreciate anybody that can share it out, support. We fight together. So with that said, we are going to review Beddy. This is disgusting. Yeah, you can post it to Mal in the comment section if people want it tonight too. She was very thorough with their description of everything. So if you want to post it tonight, feel free to. We don't have to wait till tomorrow either. But we're going to review Beddy because holy shit. Holy shit. Beddy just doesn't know when to stop, per usual. Good evening, everyone. Hey, Yoga Mama. Hey, Revival. Haley, Janison Accounting, Half Pint, Mal, Skip, Tebow, Catherine. Hey, Steph, Meg, Mystic Butterfly, Music City Mom, Shabby, Brit Focus. Hey, Shop. It's good to see you. I hope you and the little one are doing good. Perfectly. Thank you for becoming a new member. Welcome to the cabana. Brit, I'm not sure on Monday. I'm not sure, honestly. Everything's been so up in the air. I don't make any predictions because every time, well, I've been really hesitant all along. So I don't really know everything. I also didn't expect the last one to go to like a grand jury. So I have no idea. Hey, TK. Hey, Moxie's mom. MN Greg, Dreams. Sherry P. Yeah, Britt, I'm really unsure. Like, this is one that I'm unsure of. Like, the court process in Tennessee and what they've been doing down there has been confusing to me. So I hate to even say anything. I kind of just like to sit and wait and see with these situations because every time I think I kind of understand it, they throw a ringer in there. Hey, JJ. Hey, Hensley. J-Dub. I know. Normally, I can like understand a little bit better, but I'm sorry. I got nothing, Britt. Hey, Phoenix. Hey, Runs with Scissors. Yeah, I think the most likely situation, though, to me, just like Runs with Scissors, I think the 23rd of May. So 5/23 with the grand jury decision. Hey, Death Griffs. I think we're seeing more of that stuff. Oh, yeah. Oh, wait. She said stuff about Brandy Neal too, Chica. Hey, Brandy Wine. Hey, T. Hey, Perry. Hey, Teresa. Dragon Classy. Candace. S. Francisco. Lauren. Beer Can Island. JC. Amy, Ohio. Thank you, Mal. Hey, Lady K. Oh, this one's especially weird. Hey, Road to Row. Oh man, now we got Row to Row. Maybe at the end of this, I'll throw in some of the highlights from last night. I'm kind of tapped out of even hearing that voice at this point and her panel, but there was a few funny things that I caught last night that maybe I'll roll into that at the end of this, but we're going to open with Beddy. Hey, Diana. Hey, Jason. Hey, Sheila. Yeah, I really do. I hope on the 23rd she's indicted. I really do. Hey, Lila. Proud fur mom. Somebody yelled at me for my post, by the way, you guys. It's kind of funny. Hey, Demon. And I think they were just confused. Like, they demanded I take my post down about the reward. Somehow they thought I was offering a reward for information of who called CPS, which I guess looking at it, if you don't know and it just popped in your feed, it could be misleading. Or you could think that. I thought it was pretty clear, but somebody was like, take this down now. And I'm like, it's not me. I was shaming the people doing that, not, but I was like, oh, whoops. Demon, Wilby, Enid, Cambry, Buddy, East Coast. I don't even know who that is, Chica. I don't know who Buddy East Coast is. I thought you said Beddy with a, like you were saying Beddy, but with a U. I don't even know who that is. Lord, don't tell me I need to add a new character. Hey, Simplify, Casual Art, Gigi, Mercedes Girl, Jake Hells, Airy, Amy, Ohio. Thank you so much for being a member for 7 months. Much appreciated. Hey, Midwest. What reward? Oh, yeah, bullshit, Revival. That's a bunch of bullshit. It's a joke. They were very fucking serious about it. They were very serious. Bullshit. Good luck. I mean, it is a fucking joke because North Carolina protects their reporters, but they were dead serious. Yeah, Jason, that's where we're at. In fact, like, there's a lot of that right now. And I know a little bit here and there. And somebody got outed last night, and karma's a fucking bitch for some of these people. I knew it was going to come sooner or later. And to say I'm not shocked is an understatement. Dazed and Amazed. Hey, Jen. Birdie Girl. Yep, May 23rd is the grand jury indictment. Hey, Everett. Everett, that's a whole shit show. When I got those emails, I read the responses because Beddy was responding. I got tagged in like this whole email thread with a bunch of people exposing her. And Beddy's reactions to that were fucking crazy, but I haven't seen that he did a whole stream on it. But that is one that, in my opinion, should not be touched in any children's cases. Hey, Vibrator. Yeah, Tebow. Yeah. Hey, Alma. Oh, thank you, Chica. Check my messages. Gotcha, Janice. Thank you for the support. Oh, Burnt Toast, if you hear this, thank you so much. That was really sweet of her. Thank you, Janice. Thank you. Beware Marching Man. You called it, what did you call it, pineapple, over a year ago? Which piece? Oh, you know what I'm talking about who? Okay. I was like, wait a second. Wait, what? You had to chase a fucking coyote pecan pie? Hey, tinfoil. Wait, you had to chase a pineapple. Jesus, Becky, get it together. A coyote? That's a little close for comfort. Chica, that's crazy. I'll look into it. Oh yeah, the JJ, that's what we're reviewing. Yeah, okay. Gotcha, pineapple. Okay. I was like, wait. Oh yeah, you know. You know what I know. I'm like, wait, what? Think of 4 initials. There you go. I'm not even giving them any fucking. I've given that group of people enough time and energy. Fuck that shit. Trust and believe. It's not even worth discussing. Okay, let's go. Sorry, I don't mean to be elusive, but there's just certain things at this point that I'm like, nah, nope. I had a fucking feeling, and damn it, I didn't want it to be true, but here we are. Let's go. Beddy being Beddy.
Tube, it's nice to see you.
Why does she always open yelling at us? Why does she have to yell at us? It's never good to see you, Beddy. There's nothing exciting about you coming on your live streams. Why do you yell at us?
TGIF. TGIF.
You. Okay, and can I bitch for a second? Sheila, sending you a message with a screen recording. Give me a minute. Can we stop with the AI songs? Some of you people really try. I mean, some of you guys are okay at it, but some of you people suck. Like suck. And that's where we're headed. She's opening with this AI song that somebody, please stop with the AI music. Like, please stop. There are some talented people out here, and there's some talented people. No, you're talented in other ways, but AI music is just not one of them. Okay, can we just call it for what it is? It'd be like me trying to write a song. It's going to be stupid and fall flat. Some of you guys are okay with it. Most of you suck. All right, can we see about everything? What the fuck is this face? This is, I sucked on sour Skittles. I have a warhead in my mouth. What is this puckered up bullshit going on? Look at my non-existent lips so you can't see my receding hairline. Like, what is this? Oh.
It's not starting over. Why? It's not starting over. It should start over. There it is.
Crime fighters. Hello, everybody. It's Bullhorn Beddy. Happy Friday.
You know what time it is? Grab your coffee, grab your tea, whatever it is you're drinking. Let's get into it.
As you guys know, we have a coffee club here where we meet almost every morning.
And it's not just coffee and conversations, right?
We're not just sitting around having coffee and conversating. We're not. We're actually out here in the trenches helping advocate for victims and victims' families.
And then you come to my channel, you see me raising awareness about these victims. You see me raising awareness about these victims' families.
And then you see me take action. I go out and I advocate for them. I'm their voice, I'm their champion.
No, you ain't nobody's voice. You ain't nobody's champion. You're not an advocate. Like, who did this? Who did this? Which one of you did this? I want to know, because I want a complaint department. This sucks. Can you see why I said it sucks? And stop what you're doing. You're inflating people like this to believe that there's something special. What is happening out here? She don't have no boots with the fur. Nobody's looking at her. All the bitch does is hit the floor. Because she tried to get low and her tit tripped her. I mean, stop. Why are we doing this to people like this? Who am I blaming? Which one of you can I cuss out? Because I feel it coming.
I'm their voice. I'm their champion. I'm their champion. I'm their voice. I'm their champion. Beautiful crime fighters, beautiful crime fighters.
Right there. You're fucking lying to her. This is false advertising. She's not beautiful. She's a crime waiting to happen. Out on $20,000 bond.
Beautiful crime fighters. 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 Beautiful crime fighters.
I mean, so fucking original. How many times can we say the same thing?
So I just want to give you a little bit of encouragement.
Just a little bit of encouragement. This is like a wannabe Eminem singing to Beddy. But like the $2 Temu version of an Eminem attempt. This is like My Pillow Pet guy wrote Beddy a love ballad and used AI to translate it.
Just keep on doing what you're doing. You know, if you are out there fighting for the victims, keep on doing what you're doing. If you're out there trying to advocate for the victims' families, keep on doing what you're doing. If you're out there, boots on the ground, keep on doing what you're doing. Beautiful crime fighters, beautiful crime fighters, beautiful crime fighters. Beautiful crime fighters, beautiful crime fighters, beautiful crime fighters. Beautiful crime fighters, beautiful crime fighters, beautiful crime fighters. Beautiful crime fighters, beautiful crime fighters, beautiful crime fighters.
I know you are not perfect. Nobody is perfect, right? You're not perfect, but
you wrote this song for Beddy. Beddy thinks she's perfect. She's been an electrician since she's 2. She's a world-renowned journalist. She's an advocate, an activist, an asshole, and an antagonist. What are you talking about? She thinks she's perfect. She's perfect in her own delusional world.
guess what?
God made you perfect. He made you perfectly you. You are perfectly you. You are perfectly you. He made you perfectly you.
Are you listening to this shit?
Nope.
Did you just hear this? This is like Mike Lindell wrote Belly a love ballad.
Oh.
With AI music. You're perfect. You're perfectly you. Hug your pillow tighter and cry a little louder because I scammed you.
Have y'all gotten the mail?
No. Okay, bye.
You are perfectly you. You are perfectly you.
All right. Good morning, TGIF to all of my.
I should have had Kyle's face on camera for that shit right there.
Oh, man.
Oh. That was the jump scare of all jump scares, babe.
That was terrible.
I looked over at him when that Betty's here. Poor Kyle.
My beautiful crime fighters advocating for victims of crime. We will not stop. We will not slow down. And we will keep the victims first, foremost, and front and center. It's nice.
Since when have you ever done that? Is this like turning a new leaf? Are we rebranding again? Attempt to rebrand?
Nice to see you. Medic Biker is with us. I hope you're still doing well. We're getting pretty close. Our favorite Melanie up in the chat. She has some stuff that we need to be putting our hands on and praying for her, as well as many other people in our chat right now that is struggling with something. Hand it over. Cut the balloon top.
Oh, preacher Betty in the house. Cut the cord.
And let it go. Give it to God. Let live. You know.
It's let go and let God is the saying, Betty. That's what you're looking for.
Oh, where I just lost my train of thought. But you guys get
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead. Okay, bye. Okay, leave me alone. I'm doing a stream now. Can you go back under the stairs? Who let you out?
So I can ask a question.
Oh, hold on. Who let you out, though?
What I'm trying to say. We have a couple different cases before we jump into our new case. Our new case is serious, okay? This is all hands on deck. I'm surprised we haven't heard of this case sooner.
They said hi,
but we haven't. We're coming into this case literally almost a
move
year
dog.
in. Not
She didn't even say hi back. She just said move, dog.
quite, but almost a year in. And Ja'Niyah McMichael is who we're going to be discussing today. This is a horrible case.
Oh, yeah. So I'm going to open up with what Beddy should do. She should bring attention to the facts, but Betty can't do that. So Ja'Niyah McMichael is from Gary, Indiana. She's been missing since August 11th, 2024. Last known height was 4'3", 110 pounds. She was last seen on the 1900 block of Malcolm X Drive. Gary police has made, well, let me go over here. Here's another, this was from the 29th. Authorities are offering up to a $20,000 reward in this case. Even though 14-year-old Ja'Niyah McMichael has been missing for nearly 9 months, her family still holds out hope that she will be found alive, despite investigators recently saying that something sinister is behind her disappearance. It's very hard because Ja'Niyah was like one of my own children instead of my granddaughter, said Dalia Guerrero, McMichael's grandmother. Still hopeful, Guerrero prays for the best, but braces for the worst as investigators searching for her missing granddaughter say she may be the victim of foul play. Of course, we want to find her alive, but if we don't, we need to lay her to rest as she deserves, Guerrero said. The teen, whose 14th birthday was Monday, was reported missing by her mother last August from their Gary, Indiana home. McMichael was last seen wearing black pajama pants, a black hooded sweatshirt, and red and black shoes. Investigators have searched the home where the girl lived. While the FBI says McMichael has known ties in both Gary and East Chicago, Indiana, they have not provided any details outlining the latest development. It was very unlike Ja'Niyah to be gone for so long, so it wasn't a shock to find out foul play could be possible in this case, said Lizette Gullion with Case Files Chicago. On Monday night, family and friends and people in the community gathered to celebrate McMichael with a balloon release where her biological father, Antonio Rogers, promised never to stop looking for his daughter. Federal investigators in the city of Gary have put up a reward of $20,000 for the information leading to, sorry, it just bumped me. Leading to an arrest and conviction in McMichael's disappearance. If someone is holding her, just let her go. You can drop her off anywhere. My numbers are on the flyers. I will go anywhere. Just let her go, Guerrero said. The Gary Police Department and the FBI asked anyone with any information about the girl's disappearance to contact them. Tips can be submitted anonymously to the FBI at 1-800-CALL-FBI or online at tips.fbi.gov. And once again, here is her flyer. So there has been some more information released. Like, there's been a lot of discussion. Some have said they suspect even potentially trafficking, but unfortunately, there's no information that is valid at this point. She's still missing, and they're offering up to $20,000. Where Beddy is going to take this is disgusting. So please be prepared. It is truly disheartening. So here we go. But I wanted to make sure the factual information got out there so you saw her. And this is by the Black and Missing Foundation, Black and Missing Incorporated on Facebook, where you can find her flyers if you want to share more of that information. And there's also, like I said, new news articles in the last 4 to 5 days.
And I'm not really willing to go in or dive into even the introductory of this until we're through our morning part. Now, many of you guys that have been with me for a while, we broke a case going on in the state of Florida. This was back when we were getting up ridiculously early in the morning. His name is Thomas Kosowski. If you guys don't remember this, or you're new to my channel because of, say, the Sebastian Rogers case or one of the newer cases that we've covered, you may have missed this particular segment. It wasn't an entire show devoted to this man. It was back when we were doing a lot of different breaking stories in the morning that picked up on one of our shows. And this was a plastic surgeon. If I'm remembering correctly, I'm almost confident this is the stuff. I mean, we're going to read and everything like that, but I didn't really read the history of this case. And this was one where this plastic surgeon was fired from his job, And he was basically saying that this company he used to work for was ruining his reputation, ruining his life. He was just about to go to court with the surgical center, I believe, if I'm getting all the facts correctly. Long story short, he ended up, this plastic surgeon ended up gunning down this attorney that he was supposed to go before. He lived in a beautiful, gorgeous home. From everything we were learning, this Thomas guy.
Hey, everybody coming in. We're listening to Dull, Delusional, Dangerous Thoughts, Disgusting Thoughts with Beddy. It is an after hours stream, so please be prepared. Kyle is here with us, so just buckle up. Chico, you guys, Chico, I have to give Chico, I don't know how you've done it. I can't sit through trials like that. I have a heart. You have done amazing. Huge, huge thank you to Chico for streaming Tyree's trial. Such an important thing. Pika holding down the chat. Chico's streaming. You guys have done incredible. You guys, please make sure you're subbed up to Chico. She has put in the fucking work this last week streaming that trial. And it's impressive. Amazing work. Okay, back to this. Sorry. I saw Chico pop in and I was like, I got to say that before I forget.
Was starting to lose everything. And he believed he was this magnificent plastic surgeon. They ended up finding blood on his vehicle, blood in his garage. That was about the time we were talking about it.
He is.
And then nothing. This was one, if you guys remember, somebody walked into the bathroom or something, and there was literally blood everywhere. That is the case that we're talking about. This is Thomas Kosowski. Now, why are we bringing him up when we haven't talked about him in a really, really, really long time?
Because you need filler content of other cases to exploit, because you're stuck with not being able to exploit Sebastian very well. You've accused the parents of pretty much every heinous thing you can think of. So now you're trying to find something else of interest for yourself to exploit. I mean, that's what this is.
Very simple. There has been some changes in his case. There he is. Let me see if I can pull that up a little bit bigger. So he's this dude right here. Let's see if we can make his photo.
Saturday court fucks me up too. I didn't know that was a thing until recently. I didn't have a clue. Yeah, Liz, that doesn't shock me actually with the stuff that's coming out about the jury.
Let me see if I can
the jury.
A little bit bigger for you guys to see. Maybe you guys will recognize his face, because this is the face that.
Well, one of you amazing ladies drop Chico's link in the chat. Drop Revival's link, Mal. All you guys drop your links, please. Make sure you're subbed up to the beautiful ladies.
There we go. That is him. That's Thomas. Threw his entire life away because he had problems with his employment. And that's basically what it comes down to. And a doctor.
Thank you, guys.
That no matter if you're a plastic surgeon or not, you've taken an oath to save people, right? We do not believe in vigilante justice. And not only.
Are you fucking joking? You don't believe in vigilante justice. This was the part of this that just set my head on fire. You don't believe in vigilante justice. Meanwhile, you go out and scream and holler into a bullhorn when you don't get your way. You don't believe in vigilante justice. Come again.
Only that, this was not a permanent problem. Even if he was sued, even if he lost his case, even if he lost $100,000, it is not worth somebody's life. We have bankruptcy laws in this country. We have a lot of,
Is that your plan when you lose all these lawsuits? Bankruptcy? Seems to me that's pretty top of your mind. Well, if you lose $100,000, bankruptcy is the first thing. Is that what you've been thinking pretty heavily lately there, Bets? Seems like you're kind of on a roll to lose a lot of things in the court system.
A lot of things out there that can help prevent us from feeling hopeless, right? When it comes to finances and our inability or our ability to pay those fines.
Revival, in fact, didn't she say something about waterboarding in regards to the mother of a missing child? And didn't she also say that she's what's the word? She's not brutal, but she's, oh, now what does she call herself? She calls herself something, type of woman, some sort of woman.
Finances. This guy.
She's also said that some kids need to be euthanized. She's also called kids defective. Yeah, but she's not a believer in an eye for an eye or vigilante justice, right?
Took a temporary problem and made it a permanent one, not just for him, but for the family of the man that he executed for just doing his job. And you know how I feel about that, because this is right on the heels of Louis Mangione.
Gray Pearl, you knew exactly what I was looking for. Barbaric. Yep. She calls herself a barbaric woman.
Mangione,
thank you guys.
Or Mangione. I still haven't figured out because I've listened to several different news organizations, and they all say it different. Some say it Mangione, some call him Mangione. I'm just going to say Mangione until I hear it from somebody that I know is saying it correctly. Maybe somebody that's from that has Italian blood running through them could probably tell me how to properly pronunciate that last name. But I digress.
I mean, you're really good at pronunciations, right? Enunciations. Idiostasy. By the way, the truest thing I've ever heard stated on this app was stated last night. Every couple, did you guys know that every couple has a movie? According to Craig, every couple has a movie. And their movie happens to be Idiostasy. It's Idiocracy, but Beddy calls it Idiostasy. But that was the truest thing I've ever heard on this app. Spot on.
Anyways, the shocking revelation on this case is we know that this guy is a little woohoo, right? I mean, plastic surgeons typically don't go and unalive attorneys that are opposing them, okay? I mean, if that were the case, there would be no attorneys, okay? In this
what's behind her that's coming through the green screen?
Country, let's be honest. If we got mad and unalived every single attorney we hated, or that was representing somebody against us or for us, or whatever the case may be.
You just like to threaten judges' grandkids?
We
my opinion, that is.
Wouldn't have attorneys, right? We wouldn't have attorneys. So I digress. Anyways, what has happened in his case? Holy smokies. Okay. Holy smokies. His entire defense team canceled. Like they want.
Didn't she get fired by an attorney recently as a client?
Nothing to do with him. He's such a smug prick that he's on the phone with his mama telling his mom that he doesn't want his criminal defense attorney getting one red cent.
Seems very, very similar to somebody else I know that's around a 45-year-old white female that calls her mommy when she's in a pickle. Looking at you there, Bets. Mommy.
He wants to keep his attorney. He's upset and shocked that his attorney is leaving him.
Right, Chico?
And wants to get out of his case. And it's all because of him.
Chico, don't worry. She doesn't either. She didn't really lose you. She's been lost the entire time.
Talking shit about his attorney. And I talk shit about, I just lost my audio on this. I talk, smack about Terry Frizzell. He's a horrible attorney. I would never trust him.
See right there. I don't know who got rid of who, if she ended the contract with her first attorney in Tennessee or if he got rid of her, but I believe that it was the very mutual decision.
I would never,
probably more on his part.
Never trust him in a million years. Give me a second. My oh, good gracious. There we go. Let me try it again. Love StreamYard. They want me to advertise StreamYard. Okay. Maybe I can get the video. All of this just to show you guys the stinking video. It wasn't worth it. Thomas is not that worth it to me. I'm just saying. He's just not. All right. Let's let this lag on this program. There we go. Oh, good gracious. For F's sake, WFLA, can we get some, you would think that their website would be a little bit better than this. Look at that. Just popping all over the place. All of these advertisements on WFLA just to get to a video. It's just, that's why it's moving. It's just popping, 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 popping. I don't know what the hell's going on with it.
God, can she complain any fucking more, Betty? You are just like fucking whine, 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 complain, complain. Poor Betty. And you wonder why you're fucking single. Well, no, actually, none of us are wondering why you're single. We know. We know.
Gracious.
There's no good man.
If I can get it to stop popping. Can we get volume? Thank you, WFLA. You'd act like they don't want people to go to their website or listen to their segments. This is ridiculous.
Let's speed her up.
Plastic surgeon.
Okay, let's go back.
Today during a court hearing for a local surgeon accused of murdering a local lawyer.
News channel Ja'Niyah McMichael was in the courtroom.
Tensions ran high between Dr. Tomasz Kosowski, the plastic surgeon accused of murder, and his own lawyer in a Clearwater courtroom today, resulting in his entire legal team withdrawing from his case.
This is a serious matter. Like, you know, when you're in the middle of a murder trial, the last thing that is recommended is changing defense teams. I mean, sometimes it's necessary. But this man and his attorney aren't working well together at all. And I can understand why. I mean, he is in jail for murdering somebody that he didn't work well with. So, I mean,
There's no way to resolve the ethical conflict.
During today's motion hearing, bombshell accusations from Kosowski's lawyer, Bjorn Brunvand, came to light against Kosowski. He's accusing his legal team of fraud and forgery, among other ethical issues and conflicts.
The conflict is money. Bjorn wants to get paid, basically. That's the conflict.
Brunvand's request to quit as his lawyer, however, seemingly catching Kosowski off guard.
This all comes as a complete surprise to me.
Kosowski is accused of the 2023 murder of Penelope.
He is caught off guard by it, but it's because
That's what he just said, Betty. Thank you. Thank you for fucking. Wow. Brainiac.
of his attorney, which I think it was a state attorney that sent it to him, because I don't see why an attorney for their client would be pulling, you know, call logs from jail unless he's concerned about what may be in them or what may, you know, the prosecution may bring up. I can see that being the case. But the attorney actually listened to these jailhouse conversations between Kosowski and his mom. And you're about to hear those.
County lawyer Stephen Causey. He's now facing the death penalty for.
Guess what, Betty? Can you stop making noise? I'm just joking. Kyle's changing light bulbs above my head outside.
Working.
He's over here working. Hold on. He's channeling his inner electrician side.
She's
just
making
to
me
be.
nervous.
He's got to get some lights on it just in case Betty comes creeping out of the bushes
Keeps
somewhere
the
around.
vampires away.
I forgot what I was going to say now. That distracted me. Never mind. Here we go. No, you're okay.
first-degree murder. Mr. Brunvand says jail recordings between Kosowski.
Oh, Betty, we're going to get to hear kiosk calls. Kiosk calls with Betty and her mom pretty soon. You know how much fun that's going to be? We're going to get to listen to you call your mommy and tell her about your experiences in the county jail. That's going to be a whole series. And I frankly am here for it. Kiosk calls. Mommy, I need some money on my books for some ramen.
Kosowski and his mother
Here
show
it
he
is.
intended to fire him and sue him for money.
He's instructing his mother to make sure that I don't ever get a penny and that he's going to ask for every dime back that he paid me. Okay? And those are things that I can say that I don't know that that's really going to be detrimental. There are other things that I'm not comfortable saying.
To which Kosowski replied he would waive attorney-client privilege in open court.
Okay, so that means whatever it is you told him, he's going to tell the court. Are you sure you want to do that?
Let's do it.
The judge briefly sending Kosowski.
That is a very dangerous move. That is a very dangerous move because you consult with your attorney. Your attorney has detrimental information. And I don't think in a murder, the case is pretty solid against him. Okay, there is that. He doesn't really have a whole lot to lose here because from everything I could see in this investigation, it was done very well. They have the necessary
Everything she can see, it was done very well. Betty gives her stamp of approval.
elements and evidence to support the state's claim for first-degree murder. And I agree that is appropriate. He did plan this out. He took great care in trying to cover up the crime. And it was him and him alone that carried out this disgusting act.
Kosowski and his legal team away to meet in an attempt to resolve their internal issues, but ultimately granting Brunvand's request.
So as you heard, I just thought it was interesting. We've got another one where a Wisconsin man, if you guys want to check this out, I'm not going to go through it because we're going to be running short on time. I want to get to the new case that we are covering. A Wisconsin man is accused of chaining up a girl in basement and leaving her to drink out of a puddle of water. I may end up running that case later today. But as of right now, if you guys would like to review that case and get some information, you're more than welcome to. Again, that's in the state of Wisconsin. We have, this is an interesting one. It's out of my state. It's in Lakeland, Florida. And a man is charged with his friend's murder. And it's because they got into a bar fight and guns were pulled.
She is really desperate. She's desperate. She's scraping the bottom of the barrel for anything to talk
And
about.
one person lost their life. And the cause of that was the man's friend. So he is being charged right now in Lakeland in a bar fight for killing his friend, even though it wasn't his gun that shot his friend. And I think that's super important to my audience. We have youngsters. These were 28 and 29-year-old kids. The man that did ultimately kill the guy, he pled self-defense and he was okay. Law enforcement did not arrest him, did not charge him because it was, in fact, self-defense. And people don't realize you cannot go up and start a fight with people or put your hands on somebody. They have the right to use lethal force. Okay? They have a right, especially in Florida. Of all the states in the United States, Florida by far has some of the strongest self-defense laws here, in my opinion. We have stand your ground. We have a whole host of stuff. We even made it difficult for law enforcement to arrest people when they state it's self-defense. Once upon a time, it didn't matter. If somebody lost their life and there was a shooting, everybody went to jail. That's the way our laws used to be here in the state of Florida. And it took the people that were that defended themselves an ungodly amount of money, ruining their entire lives when they committed absolutely no crimes. And we swiftly fixed that issue here in the state of Florida. When you come to the state of Florida, if you pull out a firearm, be prepared to be met with a firearm. You do not threaten people. You do not put your hands on people. And by God, please, 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 if you're having a verbal altercation, why ignite it into something even more? Verbal is verbal. Turn around, say your piece, walk away. There is no reason why a verbal confrontation, somebody has a problem with you or you have a problem with somebody else, does a firearm ever need to be presented. However, the kid that was shot and lost his life was the one that threw the first punch.
Quit telling me how to live my goddamn life.
Kyle says, shut the fuck up, Betty. Just shut up. Shut up. Why is there a bunch of cocks in my chat all of a sudden?
Ooh.
There is. Dreams, thank you so much for the 10 gifted memberships. What's going on? What just happened here? Rooster Raid. Okay, I'm like, what just happened? What did you guys do? Thank you guys.
Wow, that was a lot.
I was like, oh, by the way, it's after hour stream. Again, don't expect too much from us. Thank you guys for popping over and dropping your cockadoodle doos in the chat.
So again, this is a terrible situation.
Thank you, Truth.
It was a petty situation that went from petty to a massive situation where a friend is dead and his friend is now arrested and facing manslaughter charges because of, I think, maybe even second degree. Hold on, let me look and see if this is second degree or manslaughter. Give me just a second. I'm pretty sure they charged. Was it manslaughter or second degree? I read a lot of articles this morning, but this was
Betty, did you actually read the articles?
one that I don't know what he was charged with, and I can't cursory review it either. All right, guys. So thank you for bearing with me.
Oh man. Okay, I gotta get my serious. Oof. Okay, what is upcoming though is very vile and disgusting. So as much as it's an after hour stream, we're gonna say all the things because Betty is being horrific, but what she's talking about is a very serious matter. There is a missing child, but of course, Betty can't just be decent about it and give factual information. She's got to go blaming people in her true vile self. So please don't expect too much out of me tonight because these people have fried my brain.
I just wanted to show you guys some prior stories that we had covered and a couple of new ones. Like I said, it's pretty difficult for me because we're already 20 minutes in and I really want to get to our new case. So some of these cases that we were going to be covering are now going to the wayside. Let me go ahead and pull those out so we can cover them later if I so choose. Now, the first one is part of my research in the morning. I go to two places. Well, I have a whole, you guys know, I have a whole host of search criteria to do throughout the day, but first thing in the morning predominantly. And I started incorporating going to WFLA and News Nation to see what is on their websites and see if there's anything that is related to any of the cases I've covered or looking for any new cases that need avocation. And Ja'Niyah McMichael was in a small little box down at the bottom of their page on News Nation. But I got to read it, and it just simply said $20,000 offered in a search for missing Indiana teen Ja'Niyah McMichaels. And it said that the reward was being in part by the FBI. And that's
okay. So this is a very serious situation. Christina Rain, thank you so much for becoming a new member. Betty wasn't interested in this case, of course. She's been missing for 9 months. She just saw a little box, you know.
That's what got my attention. And if you guys,
that's what got her attention is the reward, not because of a child being missing, but the reward.
Know anything about why that would give my attention is the FBI does not typically fund missing person cases. Hey, Common Sense, it's nice to see you. VA, be Beddy fan.
Meanwhile, we know that the FBI has offered rewards for multiple missing teenagers, multiple missing people. It is not as common, but it does happen.
Whispering Winds, Lady for Justice. It's nice to see you. Pussy Willow Pindercat. If I didn't tell you good morning this morning, good morning. WFLA gave you your handle. That is true. That is true. WFLA did call me Bullhorn Betty.
Chico, she does not follow anything through. She doesn't follow any of these cases through because following it through doesn't make her enough. Christina, you just upgraded. Thank you for being a member for 3 months. Thank you for the upgrade.
So they didn't know who I was, and people were calling me Bullhorn Betty, and that name I just decided to keep.
Right. That's
So
exactly.
this young girl that I never saw. I don't know if I did, because we do a lot of little, things here when it comes to. There we go.
Again, I'm going to show the flyer because Beddy doesn't do it. I'm not trying to mix drama with the missing child's case, but because these assholes we review don't do appropriate coverage or share them the right way, I think it's important. Since she's going to be talking about this case, here is the missing child she's speaking on. This is Ja'Niyah McMichael. Pisses me off when these people, she makes me sick.
When it comes to cases, we do, a lot of, there we go. I want you guys to see her face. Sorry, it was taking me so long. It was look at how beautiful her little face is and her beautiful, beautiful smile. This poor girl has gone through it in life. Alrighty. She disappeared when she was 13 years old. Okay. She's 14 years old now. This is the reason why all hands are on deck, because I don't believe her.
All hands are on deck.
Mother.
Beddy don't believe the mother. Shocking, right? Beddy don't believe the mother because Beddy is investigator extraordinaire, right? She knows everything.
Through it in life. Alrighty. She disappeared when she was 13 years old. Okay. She's 14 years old now. This is the reason why all hands are on deck, because I don't believe her mother. I don't believe her mother for one split second. I don't know why, but I have spent the better part of several hours.
She doesn't have a reason. She don't know why she doesn't believe her.
She says that a lot.
But in true Beddy fashion, she's got to blame somebody. It's usually the mother.
This morning, digging into this case. Because of this specific post right here. This is all it said. There's nothing here. There's very, very little here. This is the extent of the stuff that I saw. 20,000 offered.
There's a Facebook group. There's a lot of information out there that you can go way down the rabbit hole of finding a lot of information, a lot of speculation, not confirmed stuff. But there has been a lot more to it than this. But Beddy doesn't do any research, doesn't care to.
In search for missing Indiana teen Ja'Niyah McMichael. And that's kind of where my story started. And so I started going in here, and many people don't realize that we do have forms in this in-house. Okay. I have a lot of forms that I use whenever I am trying to put a case together.
Okay. I want you guys to look at these forms. Let's go back and show it. This is a criminal case checklist for state courts from Oregon. She uses forms that she found online from Oregon to make herself look like this investigator extraordinaire. Is that the first one? Hold on. That one. I'll show thumb through them. Here's this one. Client and case information. These are the forms Beddy uses from Oregon because she is such an investigator.
Okay, so there we go. This is one that I started working on this morning. But again, I don't know if we covered this case back in 2023 on our, intro in. We usually take a few cases and run them. But the reason why this is all hands on deck is not because there's a $20,000 reward. It's because of the details of this case. And it's very heartbreaking that this case was not brought to social media in a large way prior to this. We're going to go through some of these details.
It has been on social media. It has. Beddy hasn't touched it, thankfully, because she doesn't fit the demographic. I'm going to say it. She doesn't fit the demographic that Beddy is willing to cover 9 times out of 10. And if she does, there's always something to it in a vile, disgusting way. Fucking evil bitch.
I tell you guys, some of these details are going to be very difficult to hear. Okay. So just be prepared. I'm not going to put out a trigger warning, but you guys know what When I say stuff like that, you guys already know where this case is about to go.
In other words, you know what Betty's about to do. Not where the case is about to go, but where Betty's about to take it. Deanna, thank you so much for the support. Much appreciated. Thank you.
Okay, the details are disturbing. She's a young girl. Connect the dots. Okay. Ja'Niyah McMichael's 13 years old at the time of disappearance. She is now 14 years old. She was last seen, which is, again, speculative. I'm not going to say this was when she was last seen because there's information that I've uncovered that might show something different. Last seen on
information that Betty's uncovered. In other words, highly likely made up or found salacious details to run with. Lady K, completely agree.
August 11th, 2024, at her home at 1300 block of Malcolm X Drive in Gary, Indiana. Missing, with FBI and Gary police suspecting foul play as of April 28, 2025. So they now believe this child has been met with foul play. The case details are reported missing by her mother, Ja'Niyah McMichael. And again, like I said, I do not believe her mother at this point. And we're going to go and we're going to preview her mom. We're going to
She doesn't have any reason. She just has a feeling. Kat, thank you so much for becoming a member. Welcome to the cabana.
Preview some of the stuff her mom has said. A silver alert was issued on September 5th, 2024, after nearly 3-week delay, initially due to belief she was a runaway. This is why it is so blessed important for law enforcement across this nation. It is because of cases like this, we demand you follow the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, which require you to turn the house and her flippin' bedroom into a blessed crime scene.
Do you guys remember what the article we read said already? Avamos, thank you so much for being a member for 4 months. Happy Saturday to you also. It stated in the article that her home has been checked. Right off the bat. Oh, my plates are here. Right on.
Touching me, bro. God.
We wouldn't have these delays that put our children in jeopardy if they would just follow the flippin' directives. It's very upsetting for me to hear this because when you hear this case, you're going to understand why I am upset. She's 13 years old. We haven't even gotten into the worst of it yet. The FBI Gang Response Investigative Team executed a search warrant at her home on October 5th. October 5th. 2 months later. How much evidence was removed from that house before an executed search warrant happened?
Sound familiar? Does it sound familiar? I mean, why are we not shocked? Yeah, since when? Ark, thank you so much for being a member for 3 months. This is just the typical wash, rinse, repeat. Nothing changes. Miss W, thank you for being a member for 7 months.
This is why it's important for states around this country to adopt these practices.
Betty's practices of going after parents of missing children with no evidence, just locking them up when their kids go missing. That's what Betty would like. Just lock them up. You don't need evidence of any crime. Just lock them up. If you get a gut feeling like Betty, lock them the fuck up.
Provided by the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. Do we know that it is expensive to do that? Yes, we, as the American people, which fund all of this, know exactly that this.
Bitch, you ain't funding shit. You ain't even funding your own legal services. You've got to shut up, Betty. Just shut up. Kay Miller, thank you so much for the 20 gifted memberships. Welcome to the cabana. Thank you, guys. Oh, look at that face. That pause right there. Right there, that pause. That says it all. Rabid dog. I mean, tell us how she really feels. That face says it all.
This is very, very expensive.
God,
but we don't mind throwing people in jail for the rest of their life instead of the DP. That's pretty damn expensive too.
You're sure talking a lot about jail. Are you starting to get a little nervous? Have you thought about packing your go-away bag? What's your go-away bag going to be? Some whites? Have you been saving for your commissary? Have you looked at the rules and regulations in Sumner County Jail for an extended stay? Can we do your packing video with you? Instead of like Beddy goes on vacation, it's Beddy goes to jail. That would be great.
All for nothing. At least this expense is for something. A $10,000 reward was offered by USPA Nationwide Security for information leading to her whereabouts. Thank you, USPA, for that $10,000 reward when it was necessary. That has obviously increased. I don't know if that's now in conjunction with this new $20,000, where we have a $30,000 reward theoretically.
No, let's stick to the facts here. Let's read what the article states. There's a $20,000 reward by the FBI. Let's not try to do an at-night spin on rewards. Let's stick to the facts. There's a $20,000 reward offered by the FBI. If you have any information, contact the FBI.
But we'll get into that. A recent post on X indicated ongoing concern and suspicion of foul play. So I decided to go ahead and do some victimology information about this. And this is the study of the victims.
Somebody break her fucking AI. She did victimology. She did victimology on this one. Just like she did to Chris Proudfoot. Oh, this one.
Lifestyle, habits, circumstances. We can kind of look. I won't have a lot of information to plug in, but we can definitely look and find that she's in a high risk, a high crime area. If you guys don't believe me, do your own research yourself. There's a lot of programs out there that help you identify crime-filled areas.
No shit, Sherlock. No shit. Avamos, thank you so much for the 10 gifted memberships. Welcome to the cabana. No shit.
She does live in one that is littered with substances. So the demographics are she's 13 years old, placing her in a vulnerable developmental stage where independence is limited.
So we don't know what Beddy plugged in. Please understand right now, everything she is saying, do not believe is fact. Beddy plugged in some bullshit into an AI and she ran some victimology. This is not from police. This is not pertinent case information. This is not awareness of a missing child. This is Beddy finding a way of going after the parents of a missing child. That's what this is. That's it. These are not relevant details to the missing child. This is Beddy's bullshit once again. This is why this once again is called dull, delusional, disgusting thoughts with Beddy.
And reliance on caregiver is high. She's female, potentially increasing risk of specific crimes such as trafficking, SA, victimization, especially in high-risk environments. Resident Gary, Indiana, a city known for high crime rates, including violent crime, gang activity, which elevates environmental risks. Lifestyle and habits, school, likely a middle school student, in her appearance timeline, as her appearance timeline aligns with the end of the...
Autumn, don't you know, this is victimology. This is Beddy's victimology. She's an expert in plugging in useless information into AI and continuing to hit enter and backspace until she gets what she wants to be able to attack the family of missing children. That's what this is. It's Beddy's victimology.
2023-2024 school year. No specific information on her academic performance or school involvement is available. So
I just have to do this again because she is misinforming per usual. Relevant information. Missing since August 11th, 2024 from Gary, Indiana. Ja'Niyah McMichael. 14 at this time. She is a Black female, medium complexion. She was 4'3" at the time she went missing, 110 pounds, shoulder length hair, brown eyes, black hair. Ja'Niyah was last seen on August 11th, 2024 near the 1900 block of Malcolm X Drive. Unknown circumstances, but there is up to a $20,000 reward from the FBI. Beddy showed her face for a whole, 2 minutes, basically?
Had none of that information. Social connections, regular phone and video contacts with extended family members was also reported prior to the summer of 2024.
In the article we did read from, again, you can go look at the articles and see more and more. There's a lot of information. But unfortunately, they are preparing the family to find out there was foul play. They don't know yet. Unfortunately, she's still missing, but law enforcement has been
Here too.
kind of headed that way.
Suggesting a socially connected individual with her family network. This contact ceased abruptly, raising concerns.
Absolutely. Yep.
Abruptly. Limited details are available, but as a minor living with her mother, her daily routines likely revolve around the home, school, and family interactions. The lack of sighting during the summer suggests a possible disruption in her usual patterns. The risk assessment is low, medium, or high risk. Ja'Niyah falls within the medium to high risk category of victimization based on victimology framework. Age and gender, young females are statistically higher at a higher risk of rape, such as abduction, trafficking, and assault. Environment. Gary, Indiana is a high crime area, and the FBI's involvement of the gang response investigative team suggests potential gang related risks in her vicinity. Family dynamics.
Oh, this just
Reports of prior Indiana Department of Children and Family Services investigation into alleged grape with an R. 13 years old. 13 years old.
Oh, are we going to victim shame her now? That's typically what you like to do.
So again, DCS is involved investigating her alleged R and living conditions as far as February 2024. Again, several months before she disappeared.
She went missing in August.
Indicates potential instability or vulnerability in her home environment. Disappearance context, the discrepancies in reporting timeline. Mother reports her on August 11th. And the family claims, remember, she had a very robust communication with her family that abruptly stopped. And the family claims no contact since June. So her mother's saying she disappeared in August, and her family saying, wait. We have not seen or spoken to her since June. I don't believe the mother.
There is some unfortunate circumstances surrounding this case. You can go and there's Facebook groups and stuff. Just please try to find the most factual information, because there is a lot of speculation and rumors out there on this case also. But unfortunately, she's still missing. It's been 9 months.
I don't believe the mother. I think the mother's on drugs, and God knows what else she's doing.
No verification of that. Beddy already told you she don't know. She believes. She don't know. She didn't even know about this case until she saw a little reward at the bottom of her screen. But here we go.
And I can tell you it makes me pissed. This suggests possible negligence or concealment, increasing her risk. Vulnerability factors, living with a single parent, her mother, which may limit supervision compared to a dual parent household. Alleged prior victimization, she was AR'd, according to DCS reports, which could indicate repeated targeting or exposure to unsafe individuals. Lack of immediate silver alert issuance suggests initial misclassification as a runaway.
Oh, imagine that. You think she's going to go after the mom and the police? Likely.
And again, the only person I have to blame for these types of discrepancies and misclassification is law enforcement. Could they have helped this child? They may have. They may have. I don't like being hard on law enforcement because I know how incredibly difficult their job is. But these are simple steps that help preserve and in these types of cases a lot quicker if we can just get law enforcement to follow the damn directive.
Then why didn't you go to the police academy and become law enforcement? Why aren't you an investigator for a special victims unit somewhere? Oh, wait, because the only thing you've been capable of doing is amassing a longer record than my legs? Because you're incapable of doing anything besides running that fucking mouth? If you're so good at what you do, then why didn't you go to the police academy? Oh, because they wouldn't take somebody like you. Because you've always been a problem.
Case after case. I mean, am I not supposed to be frustrated?
Does law enforcement fuck things up? Yeah. But this one has no footing to say shit about any agency.
Frustrated here that we deal with these cases after case, and every blessed time we deal with one of these children, we already have DCS involved, yet the child disappears. I'm sick and tired of this. What in the world is the purpose of the Department of Children and Family Services?
Well, when funding is being cut to social service programs, factually, what do you expect them to do? You fucking idiot. You're a political activist. You know that, right, though? I thought you protested CPS. I thought you know all about the system. I thought you were up to date on all the protocol and procedures. But you don't realize that funding's being cut more and more?
To take care of these blessed children, just to have them disappeared and most likely deceased. I'm getting sick and tired of having the same damn case come before me week after week, month after month, year after year, and it's the same blessed story, just a different child's face.
I know each of these victims, each of these missing children have a very different story. You just like to pick out ones that have similarities that you can exploit and go after the parents for.
Something's got to give.
I hate her too.
Let me give you the details and then we'll go over the risk assessment.
Oh,
because I think the details.
She's going to even go over a risk assessment.
Details are what you guys need to hear because you'll understand my anger. You'll understand my anger. This child was 13 years old. She was great. Since YouTube is unable to understand that
You're fucking liars. You're all liars that say that you can't say these words on here. The reason why you don't want to say them is because your monetization will go from green to yellow or potentially red. You can say these words like rape, sexual assault. You can say the actual words, but because you're such a selfish fucking idiot, you don't want to say it because it affects your bottom line. Let's be honest. I'm so sick of people saying that you can't say these words. Yes, you can. It dings their monetization. That's what happens.
We have atrocities out there that we should be able to talk about. We get censored on here for talking about real world stuff. And the bottom line is this child, God knows if it was for drugs or whatever, or if her mom did it, or her mom has a boyfriend living in there that did it, but they believe this 13-year-old child was pregnant. There is a possibility of this child, because of the essay allegations.
You see why she grabbed onto this case? Not because she cared, not because she had concern, because there was enough that she could attack the family on. Unfortunately, there's a lot of 13-year-olds that end up in these similar situations. It's horrifying. It's absolutely horrifying, but it happens.
13 years old. And because she's now missing, I believe her mother knows exactly who the father of that child is. I don't play when it comes to these children, but I want you to listen to this.
Oof.
Because it's this right here that makes me sick. This is the girl's mom. She looks like she's out there in the street. All I know is I believe this mother absolutely knows what happened to her daughter. I am not buying her bullshit. Not buying.
No evidence of that at this point from law enforcement. Is there speculation of some things? Yes. But Betty's just got a feeling, so she's going to run with it. She's not going to wait for factual information from law enforcement. She's just going to go in.
Buying it one bit. Not buying it one bit. Child's missing. Let's see how she's reacting to her child missing.
You know what I find interesting? This should be awareness of the missing child. You would think she'd be more interested in showing the missing child's face and keeping the missing child's face front and center to bring awareness in case anybody has information. But she's going to spend more time showing you and going after the mother of the missing child than bringing awareness. This is why I always say these people that say that they bring awareness to missing, no, they don't. They attack family after family and re-victimize victims.
One that was just hard, living in a gang-infested area. Let's see how Mommy Dearest is acting about this whole situation.
Pointer lover, I don't, because she doesn't make enough money. She doesn't make enough money on the cases close to her because her audience pays her the big bucks if they think she will travel to an area and cause hell. So she tends to cover them out of her area for the money purposes. That's my opinion. But you see it over and over again because she'll instantly start acting like she's going to go, you know, boots on the ground. And they're like, yeah, yeah. She can't do that in Florida because it's her own backyard. Plus, law enforcement is very aware of her in Florida, and laws have already been changed because of her there. She ain't going to get away with it. That's my opinion. I can't confirm that, but I mean, it makes sense. They aren't going to put up with her shit there.
Ja'Niyah, this message, this video, this is for you, and I just want you to know that I want you home. Yeah. I need you at home. It's been very, very difficult without you here. We all miss you. I want you to know that we love you, and whatever you're dealing with, we can deal with together as a family. You're not dealing with.
So she's saying she looks like she's in the streets. How does she look like she's in the streets? What does in the streets mean? Seems like she's doing a video bringing awareness to her missing daughter.
With it on your own, this has become bigger than what.
Not dealing with it on your own. This is mom. She has the responsibility of protecting her child. Her child was AR'd. Her child disappears. And she's, oh, well, come home. We're happy to help you any way we can. Now,
so a lot of teenagers, unfortunately, are AR'd, as Betty just said, and their parents don't know. A lot of teenagers, children. So now we're just blaming the parents. It's always the parents' fault.
I also want to remind you
the fucking ignorance here.
This was done about a week. She had not seen her child in a week. No tears. No begging her to come home.
Once again, she's not showing enough emotion.
She's talking like she's talking to a friend.
All of us even thought it can become. And you have so much support out here. You have so many family members out here. We even have your real dad's mom out here, and they're involved.
We even have your real dad's mom out here. This lady, I'm sorry, my bullshit detector is literally going through the roof right now. It's literally going through the roof right now.
Real dad's mom out here.
Why? What are you guys picking it apart? You guys think that she just looks guilty? Guilty of what?
And they're involved. Everybody wants to get to know you, and we just want you home. There's no reason that you have to be out in the street. You have everything you need at home. Everything you want, you can have. We want you and just you. There's nothing greater than what you're going through. We need you.
Hey, Lanky.
At this point,
her child was AR'd. She may be impregnated from that SA assault. And her mom is
pleading with her to come home.
Staring straight at this. Oh my God, we just want you to come home. We're here for you. She's playing the part pretty damn well.
What do you expect her to do, Betty? Act like a dumbass like you?
Come home. Just come home. You don't have to be scared. There's no punishment behind it. You won't have to.
There's no punishment behind it. Where does that sound familiar from?
Like a parent missing a child and assuming that they ran away.
Very disingenuous. Very disingenuous.
Oh.
Very disingenuous. I think this lady here, it was one of her friends that did this to her daughter. It may even have been her boyfriend. She may even be involved.
Oh, now it's friend's boyfriend. So guess what? What's going to happen? Betty's going to dig into every person that she can find that she thinks is associated and stir up trouble.
And whatever happened to her daughter to protect, because her daughter was potentially preggo. Potentially preggo. And we have this situation where we've got a mom on here casually speaking as if her daughter simply ran away. No concern, no urgency that her daughter has gone through this traumatic experience and is now missing. I'm sorry, but if my child went through a traumatic experience like ours and was disappeared.
What child? Thank God you don't have any of your own. I don't usually say that, but you are a fucking travesty.
I think I would be losing my blessed mind wondering what happened to her. Because if her mom actually believes that she would run away from home, then she clearly wasn't getting the type of
I'm sorry, that just went through every part of my body the way she said that. If my child, bitch, shut up. Stop. We have no idea the circumstances of a lot of these situations. There are a lot of things that happen in a lot of families. And how dare you? Oh, I would do it differently, though. Oh, would you? Would you?
nurturing she needed after such an event. And what did this mother do as far as counseling or getting her therapy that she needs after a violent attack like that? She's 13 years old. 13. And I got a mother here that doesn't look like she gives a shit.
Deal with anything but embrace the love. We're going to just deal with the situation and take it from there. Whatever you feel you want, we can work on that together. It's not just going to be what mommy wants. It's not going to be what grandma's want or mama Kiara wants. It's what Ja'Niyah wants.
Twin thing, I heard about that. Thank you for the support. She don't care. It's all about lining her pockets. She don't give a shit about these kids. No, but she don't care about anything but herself, if we're being honest. She don't care. It's fucking sick. And again, thank you for the support.
And mommy's going to give you what you want, but we're going to work on that together. So you are more than welcome home. And I promise you, you are not in trouble.
Not in trouble again. Sounds just like Christopher Proudfoot and Katie Proudfoot.
So don't think you're in trouble. Don't stay.
You're not in trouble. You're not in trouble.
And once again, trying to go after Chris and Katie.
You're not in trouble. You're not in trouble. This is the same playbook at the beginning that Chris and Katie used. Another Madeline Soto. I believe so. I don't trust this lady.
Demon, she gets her information from Facebook groups that are filled with speculation and targeted attacks, one side versus the other. She picks a side, usually against the mother, and she just runs with all the speculation and bullshit she can find and attacks. It's same thing they do. It's gross.
I don't trust this lady. And I look at her daughter and I'm thinking to myself, her daughter looks so much like her. It's like her mini-me.
Mm-hmm.
And quite frankly, this lady to me,
it is.
I feel is a drug addict. She's got her teeth. She's got the blue eyes. But there's something about the way the eyes blink that I always can tell if somebody is on, say, medication. And maybe it's just my years dealing with it, right? Dealing with people that are on stuff. I had my substances. It wasn't pills or anything like that, but I had my...
What? We have no indication of what she... Oh. Let me pull her full screen. She's got like greenish blue eyes. What are you saying? Her skin is clean? Like she's clean? Like what are you doing, Beddy? What are you fucking doing? Stop. When I was doing this, if I would do this, no, shut up.
My substances. And I've been around a lot of people that have had their substances.
Stay out longer because you feel like you're going to be in trouble when you get home. There's no trouble behind it.
Her eyes are gorgeous.
This is the trouble. So the next step now is to get everything together so you can be comfortable.
Beautiful mother, beautiful daughter. Are there circumstances that are troublesome? Potentially. But we wait till law enforcement. We bring awareness. That's what these people say they do, right? They bring awareness. No, this is targeted attacks.
And be home. I love you, Ja'Niyah, so much. We all love you. Everybody. We're all coming together for you. Your grandmas, all of them. Yeah, I'm even talking with Nana. We're all just coming together for you. Everybody's.
I can't listen to her anymore. I don't like her. I don't trust her. I don't believe her.
Once again, you notice how much longer she showed the mom than she has the missing child?
She reported her daughter missing August 11th or 12th. Where's my paperwork? August 11th. And the family is reportedly last seen. She still didn't call the report in until August 12th, 24 hours later. I don't trust this mother, especially with family coming forward and saying, wait a minute, we haven't heard from her since June. Since June 2024.
It's good to see you now.
So it was over a June, July. So you got June, July, and then August. So you got almost 3 months and then a day. So there she's the mom, the woman that you just saw here, is telling law enforcement on the 12th that the last time she saw her daughter was on the 11th. But her history shows she has a great relationship, not great, but she spoke to her. I don't know if it's great or not. I don't want to put that assessment on there, but she had at least a conversation type of relationship with other family members that abruptly came to a halt in June. So I'm looking more at this lady and who this lady has had around her daughter. I don't believe this was a child walking down the road and a stranger danger attacked her, arred her, and sent her home to her mommy.
Once again, Beddy doesn't believe it. So, of course, here we go.
I think there's something more here. I wouldn't be surprised if this lady here got paid for some of it. That's how strongly I feel about this mom. That's how strong.
With no indication whatsoever. No indication of any of this being facts by law enforcement. Just what Beddy scrounged up in Facebook groups and is going to present. Okay.
Strongly I feel about this mom. So they're living in a gang-influenced area, which I'm pretty sure her mom is probably dating some of those gangbangers, bringing those gangbangers in and around her impressionable young child.
I don't even know if I can do this one. I'm going to lose my fucking shit. Gangbangers, huh? So because people potentially are in a gang, that automatically makes them people who harm children. Okay. All right.
Those gangbangers that don't care what age that the children are, they just have a sick, twisted, they want what they want and they want it now type of mentality. And if they don't get it, they become violent.
Really? Really? You got some statistics on that there? Your AI push out some numbers for you? Is this still your victimology?
That's what gang infested areas have. Now, I don't want to ever beat up on good, hardworking people that live in this country and have no choice but to live there. That's a hard situation, which we know. We have a place called like the Pork and Beans neighborhood in Miami that's riddled with a lot of drugs and crime and stuff like that. But you meet people all the time in that area that are just good Christian people that have lack of education, lack of good jobs, are working, older people like grandparents working to take care of their grandchildren. It's a really sad situation, but we do see it. And there are great people that live in these drug-riddled areas because they can't afford anything else. They're forced into this lifestyle because of money. This lady.
So because people
here, she looks like a well-bodied individual, if you ask me. Why isn't she working her ass off to get her family up out of those gang influence or gang infested areas?
I guess she could be like you and claim she's a journalist and sit on the internet and exploit other people's pain and suffering for a living because you're so fucking worthless. I guess she could pretend and LARP around, causing more damage and harm to families going through their worst times like you do, and call herself a success. We have no idea what this woman does or doesn't do or didn't do for her child or did do for her child. You're making an awful lot of assumptions on this woman, this mother of a missing child, because you have a feeling. You have a fucking feeling.
Why isn't she going back to school to make sure this doesn't happen to any of her other children? Why isn't she working hard to move out of that community and get her family safe? Because she's part of the problem. That's why. She's part of the problem. If foul play is involved, potential motives could include trafficking, retaliation or gang activity, or personal conflict. Now, the retaliation and gang activity, I would assume, would have been perpetrated upon mom as well. But you can see mom sitting here. She doesn't seem to have any bruises on her. She doesn't seem to be beat up in any type of way. So
how do you know this? She's in a sweatshirt. How do you know this?
Wonder is this her bow? Is this mommy's bow that did this to her daughter? And she needs to shut it up because she doesn't want to lose her man. I don't know. I'm usually not this hostile with moms.
Huh. Really? Since when? Since fucking when? This is your typical rhetoric every time. This is all you do to mothers.
Especially coming right into the case. But there's enough that I've researched today that has really got my crawl to the point I'm calling this mama out. I'm calling this mama out. Psychological autopsy. A psychological autopsy is used when manners of death or
A psychological autopsy. Somebody needs to take her fucking internet and her devices away. Stat. I can't wait till she's behind fucking bars. I can't wait until she's behind bars and talks this tough. Does these psychological autopsies on her bunkie. You might spend a lot of time in the infirmary after you get your ass fucking handed to you.
disappearance is unclear, examining the victim's background, mental state, and relationships. Since Ja'Niyah's fate is unknown, a full autopsy is not possible, but relevant factors include prior trauma, family environment, and social isolation. The alleged R reported to the Department of Children and Family Services could have caused significant psychological distress, potentially leading to PTSD, anxiety, or withdrawal, which may have affected her behavior or vulnerability. Family environment. The lack of contact with extended families and reported DCS involvement suggests a potentially unstable or stressful home life. I believe it. It doesn't even look like her mom gives a crap, which could impact her emotional state. Social isolation. The cessation of communication with family during the summer may indicate isolation, either imposed or self-initiated, increasing her risk of unnoticed victimization. Behavioral profile. Pre-disappearance, maintain regular contact with extended family via phone and video calls, indicating a degree of social engagement.
So again, if you're just coming in and wondering what she's doing, she took a bunch of bullshit that she found in Facebook groups that could target the mother and like allegations and salacious information, put it into her little AI chat GPT bullshit. And this is what it spit out at her. And she thinks she's doing something special here. In other words, she's disgustingly attacking a mother of a missing child, not based on law enforcement facts, based on her feelings. Sorry, it's windy out here.
Likely attended school until June 2024, suggesting a structured routine during the academic year. Alleged victim of prior SA, which have altered her behavior, withdrawn, fearfulness, trust issues, disappearance, period. No confirmed sightings after June.
Oh, wait. So your little program told you that she was attending school. So what is it? She had a crazy, chaotic home life. No involvement with the mom. The mom was bringing gangbangers in, but she attended school. What is it? You can't have it both ways.
Her family, or August, her mother, indicating a significant break in her usual patterns. No reported attempts to contact family or friends, unusual given her prior regular communication, suggesting possible coercion, incapacitation, or foul play. Routine predictability. As a minor, Ja'Niyah routine was likely predictable. Home, school, family, making her vulnerable to someone familiar with her schedule. Social exposure. Regular family contacts suggest low isolation during the school year, but the summer break and cessation of communication indicates a shift to a higher vulnerability. Environmental risk.
I just want to lose my shit.
Risk. Living in a high crime area with potential gang activity increased her exposure to dangerous individuals or situations, even if she did not actively engage in high risk behavior. She was 13 years old. Runaway versus foul play. Runaway hypothesis, initially classified as a runaway, but the lack of contact, her young age, and FBI suspicion of foul play makes this less likely. Runaways typically leave some trace, which is another reason why we don't believe the mother and the stepfather in Sebastian Rogers' case, because they leave some trace. And in that particular case, as well as this one, there is no trace, implying cleanup. Another mommy dearest. Look at her. We're going to talk about her in just a second. So they say runaways typically leave some trace, which is absent here, much like the Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers case. Foul play hypothesis is more plausible given the SBI's gang task force involvement, the search warrant, the family discrepancies, possible scenarios including abduction, trafficking, or harm by someone known to her. If targeted, Ja'Niyah's youth, potential isolation during summer,
and once again, you see now more clearly why she picked this one to add in. It's another one. She can amp up her audience to go after and attack another family, and she can tie it in and try to shame Chris and Katie more, even though these children are both individuals, have very different stories. And she just, we're just going to attack the parents, not factual information. And again, she's not reading law enforcement details or facts. She's reading bullshit that AI spit back out of her after she put in a few things that she wanted it to say. You can maneuver those programs over and over again and change what you put in there until it spits out what you want it to.
Prior victimization may have made her made an opportunistic target for predators or criminals in her environment. So moving on with the psychological type of profile for
the psychological autopsy. That's what you said it was. We went from victimology to the psychological autopsy that your little AI generated fucking bullshit kicked out at you.
Ja'Niyah is prior trauma reported R of February 2024. Remember, by June, that was only 4 months later, she disappeared for forever. Likely caused significant psychological impact. Common outcomes includes PTSD, acute stress disorder, which is ASD, and comorbid conditions, anxiety, depression, self-harm behaviors, things of that nature. Developmental stage. At 13, Ja'Niyah was in early adolescence, a period marked by identified information, increased independence, and vulnerability to external influence. Trauma could exacerbate emotional instability or trust issues, making her more susceptible to manipulation and coercion. Family stressors. DCS investigation and family disputes suggest home environment with potential conflict or neglect. I believe this mother was very neglectful. I don't think she takes care of her kids well.
She was very neglectful, but the child was attending school regularly, and her program even tells her that she seemed to be attending school, seemed like things were I'm going to fucking lose my mind. If this is what's going to start happening with all of these cases with them, I mean, just fire all law enforcement. Betty's got it. She's got Chat GPT. Why do we need law enforcement anymore? Betty's got a program.
This could lead to feelings of insecurity, low self-esteem, etc. Known traits. No specific personality data is available to find out whether she's resilient, withdrawn.
No, she's not even Googling. She printed this shit out on her 1980s fucking dinosaur printer. She'll be asking for ink and paper again soon. She printed this shit out. She put it into her little freaking program, got it to kick out enough misinformation and horrible speculation, and she printed it out and she's reading it like it's some sort of like packet case file. It's not.
Introvert and extrovert. However, her regular family contacts suggest some level of sociability and trust within familial relationships prior to the summer of 2024. Coping mechanisms. As adolescents with trauma may cope through avoidance, which is isolation from family, seeking support, prior family contact, or maladaptive behavior. The cessation of communication suggests possible external barriers to coping rather than voluntary withdrawal. So psychological vulnerabilities include the trust and manipulation, isolation, environmental impacts, which are great in her situation because of where she lives and the fact that this is her mother. Due to the sensitive nature of a missing minor, public information on Ja'Niyah associated is limited. No specific.
Right there. Public information is limited, but that's not going to stop Betty. She's going to make up any bullshit she can to target this family.
Friends, peer, non-family associates are named in available sources. So the following are.
You know what I haven't heard her say is that she's going to go to the area and protest with her bullhorn. I'd love to see that, Betty. I bet they would welcome you right into their community. I would like to see you do that. Bet you won't. I bet you won't, you chicken shit. I bet you won't go advocate for this little girl, this missing child in her area. I bet you fucking won't, Betty, will you? Especially after you've been on here running your mouth about her family.
Are inferred or noted from the context, and that school contacts as presumed middle school student. Ja'Niyah likely had classmates, teacher, but no names, specific relationships are documented. Investigators have sought witnesses who saw her during the summer of 2024 and suggest a lack of confirmed peer sightings. Let me put another, I want to make sure I have her picture up. I'm sick of looking at her mother. You guys, this should not be any surprise to you guys, because one thing I cannot stand is bad parents. That's the one thing I cannot stand is bad parents. So let's look at her.
She's finally going to put the missing child back up. Okay.
She deserves to have the floor. I don't think she's ever been provided her voice. So we're going to give her voice. Investigators have sought out any witnesses that may have.
Bitch, you ain't giving anybody shit besides a fucking migraine. You good for nothing waste of fucking space.
Saw Ja'Niyah. The FBI gang task force involvement implies potential exposure to individuals linked to local gang activities, though no direct connection to Ja'Niyah is confirmed. DCS is involved as of February 2024 due to the R allegations. Unknown offenders, if foul play is involved, associates could include unidentified individuals. Well, I would be tearing up the mama's background. She knows something. She knows something. No mother goes out and acts that damn calm when they think their recently R child disappears.
Again, she thinks she knows exactly. Yeah, somebody just said it above. AI is replacing years of training. Years of training. Betty just thinks she knows what this is going on. Again, she calls it a psychological autopsy. Yeah, Betty's got skills now. It's called AI, Chat GPT at her fingertips. We thought she was dangerous before. And her chat, she has not made them believe, or she hasn't told them over and over again that this isn't factual information. She's not telling them that. So once again, the idiots that believe Betty will run around, amp everybody up. I wouldn't be shocked if we see some more of the misinformation cronies try to jump on this case and take Betty's lead.
I mean, it's one thing to have a runaway, a child that's constantly running away, and she runs away and you're like, just come home. You're not in trouble. I mean, I can understand that. I can understand that all day. We know our children, are aloof at times, right? So we can kind of gauge that. But this child was just R'd. And within 4 months disappeared off the face of this earth. And you got a mother standing up there saying, oh, honey, just come home. You're not in trouble. You're not in trouble. What in the ever-loving you know what? That is beyond.
Bullshit detected. Take precautions.
These are the things we look for when we see parents out there advocating for their children.
You are such a fucking waste of space, seriously. These are the things we look for. Meanwhile, law enforcement and the FBI is involved in this case. The FBI has offered up to $20,000. Unfortunately, foul play is suspected, potentially. But Betty don't care about facts. Betty just wants to smear the parents. She don't want to wait for evidence or law enforcement. She don't want to bring awareness. She wants to attack, victim blame, victim shame, and target families of missing children.
We know what this looks like and what it doesn't look like. Ja'Niyah McMichael is her mother. Ja'Niyah McMichael. Her father, which is estranged.
Gray Pearl, I should put it in like just different like things that Betty, how Betty is getting it to spit out and show the different like prompts. Like when you put in XYZ and it doesn't produce exactly what you want, then you change a few words and how you can curtail it to get these reactions. So she is, that would be a good actual video to do. I might have to do that.
However, he's been doing as much as he can to put his daughter out there, even though he has been an absent father.
I think AI has great capabilities, but in the wrong hands, like her, it is absolutely going to be used as a weapon.
Looks like he's the push behind this. This absent father from this girl's life seems to be her saving grace right now. Widow Rasta Rogers is her estranged biological father, not involved with Ja'Niyah's life, but paid child support. Contacted by DCS in February 24 regarding the R allegations and her living conditions. And he was interviewed by Missing, Lost, and Trafficked, expressing concern, but limited involvement. Hey, you know what? I'll take a father that's been removed from his daughter's life. If he's
Oh, really? Not you, not again. Oh God, here we go. I put her chat on so you guys can see it. So I think it was Twin Thing. We'll see. I'm sure they are cheering her on. I'm sure they are. They love this. They salivate over her attacking these families.
Fighting for her. Even though he didn't have a relationship with his daughter, it seems like he's the only one fighting for her on her behalf right now.
Again. Oh, dad didn't have a relationship with her, paid his child support. But seems like he's the only one. Wash, rinse, repeat.
Dahlia Geraro, which is her maternal grandmother, claims no family contact with Ja'Niyah since the second week of June, contradicting the mother's timeline. So this is the maternal grandmother saying the mother is lying. Other extended family members reportedly had regular phone and video conversations with Ja'Niyah prior to the 2024. Her mother lied. Her mother didn't even report her missing for 2 months, close to 2 months after she went missing.
Again, she could have cut contact with them for unknown reasons. We don't know why she cut contact. We have no idea at this point in time. Law enforcement hasn't released that information.
I'm going to say that as a statement of fact.
Oh.
If Jasmine has a problem with it, she can reach out to Bullhorn Beddy at bullhornbetty@gmail.com. I'm happy to listen to what she may have to say about this.
Yeah, please, Jasmine, stay the hell away from her. Please do not. Anything and everything you do or say, she will just further continue to attack and harass your family. Please do not have anything to do with her. And hopefully she'll be in jail very soon, so you will not have to worry about her attacking your family and your missing child any longer.
But at this point, I see her as a villain, not as a mother. Victimology. Ja'Niyah profile indicates a medium to high risk of victimology due to her age and gender in her high crime area.
That's exactly what she's doing, is attempting to rage bait her. Yep, she's attempting to rage bait the mother of a missing child because she's got a feeling. She's got a feeling. Yeah, Christina, I think this is one we probably do need to warn. You might be right, because the way Beddy is rage baiting and like trying to get attention from her, I think you're right. They don't need to be stalked and harassed. But like I said, hopefully she'll be behind bars soon so she can't do more damage. And I don't think Beddy is brave enough to do this and then try to go to their area. She's out on a $20,000. Hey, Beddy, did you run her background? Is she out on a $20,000 bond for stalking and harassing and violating orders of protection? Just asking. I'm sure if she had a record extensively or was out on a $20,000 bond, you would be informing us of that. So should we make sure we inform her that you are currently out on a $20,000 bond? Huh.
Investigative concerns or considerations, rather. The conflict between the mother's August 11th and the family's June timeline requires resolution. School records, peer statements, and digital footprints, phone activity could clarify when Ja'Niyah was last active. Gang connection, the FBI. And I think the reason why the gang is involved in this case so far up front, I don't believe it was her environment. I truly believe it's the people that her mother keeps company. Family scrutiny. The mother's evasive.
What gang is it, Beddy? What gang? Do we know? Do we know what gang, or are you just throwing shit out there again? Oh, here we go with the red flags. Oh, wow, that's sad. Red flags. Oh, there's Tony's girl, Michelle Lee, in there, of course, cheering on her bestie Beddy. My God, these people make me fucking sick.
Evasiveness, right? It's always funny when you have a parent that is truly missing their child, how forthcoming they are. But just like the Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers case, her mother, Ja'Niyah McMichael, likes to be evasive and lie.
I'm going to share her flyer, her factual flyer once again. This is from the Black and Missing Foundation on Facebook. She is missing from Gary, Indiana. She's been missing since August 11th, 2024. Ja'Niyah McMichael. She is currently 14 years old. Beautiful young lady. If you have any information or know her whereabouts, please contact the FBI. There is up to a $20,000 reward being offered for any information.
I can tell you that she's just got bit. Ja'Niyah McMichael, you're about to get your butt bit by the true crime community.
Oh, really? No, she's not. No, you and your rabies infested ass can sit your fucking ass down because you're about to go to jail. Nobody's biting these parents anymore. Your rabid little fucking ass can stay right where it's at until it goes behind the cement blocks at the county jail. Look what she's inciting her buddies in the true crime, the grimy. This is what she's doing. Here, come along with me. Let's attack this family some more. That's her dog whistle for her fellow true crime creators.
Because your child matters to us.
Oh.
Your child matters.
Oh, really? Yeah, you didn't even know this child was missing. You had no clue she was missing until you saw a $20,000 reward at the bottom of your screen. Fuck out of here, Beddy.
Matters to us greatly, even though she didn't matter to you and you failed to protect her, Jasmine.
Oh, God.
The conflict between the mother, the great gang connections, the family scrutiny, the community outreach, identified peers, neighborhoods, and school staff who saw Ja'Niyah in the summer of 2024 is critical. Current witnesses' accounts are limited to family. Limited to family. A lot of the same types of situation. Thank you, Panda Bear's mom. A lot of the same situation. Different face, right? Different face, different ethnicity than Sebastian Rogers, but a lot of the same details. A lot of the same details. Just a different face. Just a different face.
None of the same details. Truly. Both missing children. Completely different circumstances. Last seen at their homes by their parents. Reported missing by their parents. There you go. Other than that, no other similarities. Yep, just a prop. Just a prop.
No direct information on Ja'Niyah's personality, mental health, or other specific. I couldn't find anything on anything related to, outside of our assumptions of what she must have been going through by being R'd and SA'd at such a tender age. I would expect that her to have some type of issues with that, but there's nothing that I could find related to her mental health or personality or specific associates limited to the depth of the profile. Speculation risks.
She can't even read the fucking AI bullshit that she got to print out. She can't even read it.
Without confirmed details, assumption about her psychological state or specific risk are based on general patterns and must be treated cautiously, which we are. This child was...
Oh, you're treating this cautiously? Do you guys believe that Betty's treating this cautiously? No.
Abused. This poor little child was abused. So there is a $20,000 reward to my people. I want this. If you guys have good content creators out there, I know we got Hindsight, we got Justin, we've got a lot of different creators that come here and take notice to this channel and some of the cases that we run and discuss. I would like to see our other content creators at least pick up a portion of this and run with it. We've got a serious problem here in Gary, Indiana, and we need to find this precious baby girl that has already been in.
There you go. She dog whistles for her buddies to further attack and harass the parents of a missing child.
Injured and hurt so bad at her tender age of 13. Oh. She is now 14, has been gone for nearly a year, and we need to bring this beautiful girl home. And I would say home to her family.
Linky, it's good to see you.
But I never want her to be in her mother's custody again. I will tell you that. So I would say
all this based off of a gut feeling by Beddy. Not facts from law enforcement at this point in time. Not bringing awareness to the missing. A blatant attack. She said it. She's got to have a villain. The mother's a villain for her because she has a feeling. She took salacious details and information in Facebook groups, put it in her AI, ran it until it printed out what she wanted it to, printed it off, and now she's reading it like it's a case profile.
Maybe her father or her maternal grandmother would be more suited for the role of parent when she comes home. So if you have any information, I'm going to ask that anybody reach out to law enforcement immediately.
Meanwhile, the man hasn't been in her life. You even stated that he wasn't really active in her life. He paid child support. But yeah, again, here we go.
Predominantly either the FBI or Gary Police Department in Indiana. There is a $20,000 reward that's on the books right now. There was a prior $10,000 reward. I don't know if that's been withdrawn or if that's going to be in addition to the $20,000 that was just put up by the FBI.
That's just the only reason why she's invested in this is because she saw the $20,000 reward and there was enough similarities, her words, not mine, that she could attack Chris and Katie while continuing to attack a new family. That's why she did this one, because there's a $20,000 reward and she could put enough bullshit into her little AI and print out this psychological autopsy and victimology bullshit. That's what she's reading. She printed off, she put in her little program and printed off her documents. This is not a case file. This is not factual information from law enforcement, just to be able to attack the family. That's exactly what she's doing. Neil, of course. Yeah, I'll share it at the end too. It's fucking sick. What she is doing in this one is, and if this is where we're headed, I mean, she ran that psychological profile on Chris Proudfoot. Now she sees what it's doing. So she's going to continue. I worry for these families with this going on.
FBI as well as Gary City Police Department. She deserves protection. She deserves to know that she feels safe. She deserves to know that whatever she's gone through will never happen to her again. But much like many of the cases that I cover, unfortunately, I think this child is already with our Lord. I think whoever art her and may have impregnated her, I truly believe they're the ones that hurt her and took her out. They knew if she gave birth.
It's not even confirmed 100% that she was pregnant.
They would be behind bars for the rest of their life. And she had every bit of the evidence against them growing inside her baby body. This is a problem that we face around this country where our children are preyed upon. And it really pisses me off that more social media platforms do not allow us to advocate for these children or to tell people their story, what happened to them, so we can help.
This isn't advocating. This isn't bringing awareness. This is a targeted hate campaign against the parents, the mother specifically of a missing child. You profiled the mother. Ooh, let me stop.
Try to prevent it for future cases. But our social media, we have to remember, they limit our speech. But these are the social media accounts or social media platforms that also sell these children's photos, right? That allow that to happen on their platforms, that allow the sale of children and other things of SA to happen on their platforms. The sell.
Meanwhile, you're selling and packaging up a minor's trauma. Children cannot consent, and you're taking part in exploiting their trauma. You're selling it as a product to your audience.
Of narcotics on their platform. They can't seem to stop any of that, but they can certainly seem to stop us from talking about it. And that's the problem I have with social media and social media platforms.
I can't wait until you are shut up legally, permanently, and not on these apps and no longer allowed to do this to these families. The day will come. The day will come when you're not allowed to do this anymore and make a living off of it. You can guarantee that.
Platforms. And that's why it's so important that the true crime community support the content creators that are covering these cases. Because I can tell you, our social media platforms don't support us covering these cases and allowing you to know that these things are happening. And
thank God social media doesn't support this type of exploitation. Thank God. They allow too much of it as is. But hopefully it will get less and less.
Where they're happening at. Because they think it's the privacy of the children, even though this is out there in the public forum. These are real life news stories. These are real life details to these news stories. This is a real life child.
Demon, I went permanently. I don't even care at this point. I can't wait until she's permanently silenced. I'm done. This is disgusting. And she is giddy over this. The way she salivates over this. Ugh.
That had to undergo through all of this. And when I come up here to tell her story, we get no compensation for the advocacy or the work that we do.
She gets no compensation for this advocacy. Was this advocacy? Put a 1 in the chat if you think this is advocacy. Put a 2 in the chat if you think this is exploitation. She thinks she deserves compensation for attacking this missing child's mother. She just said that out of your mouth. Out of her mouth, not your mouth. Her mouth. Let me know what you guys think. This really got under my skin when I was listening to this earlier. And I think you guys, if you didn't watch this already, you realize like this is one of, I haven't seen her this low in a while.
When it comes to these cases, now we talk about a child being kidnapped.
When's the last flyer you made? I know Duchess does Missing Mondays. Every Monday, she creates flyers. Every day, she's creating flyers for missing. Her and her team are highlighting case after case. Arctic Fox, case after case. Mind of Monsters, case after case. Dedicating time. Do you think they're compensated? Very little. Very little. They put so much time and energy into making flyers, distributing flyers, finding out the information, the factual information, retelling the stories, bringing awareness. And oh, I'm going to lose it. I just looked at Facebook and messages are posted of someone talking with the mother. She was speaker of self-harm before Ja'Niyah went missing. I don't know if she can handle BHP. Oh God, Audacity. This is oof. What a selfish fucking bitch.
We talk about, other high profile cases and are very much detail oriented and graphic with those. We're okay. But when our parents need to wake up and realize the vulnerabilities of our children around this new world that likes to prey on our children, we can't talk about it. Well,
I'm sorry, Betty. I'm going to say you're preying on the missing. You're preying on missing children. You're exploiting victims and their stories. You are exploiting victims and their stories by being so negligent about this. You are preying on children. You have predatory behavior with missing children and their stories and their parents. You are a predator of missing children. Sorry. That's my opinion based on your behavior that you've shown time and time again. And by what you just said about how you're barely compensated for bringing advocacy. No, this isn't advocacy. This is disgusting, vile, targeted harassment of parents of missing children. I don't know what world you're living in, but you need to come up for air because whatever you're smelling has got you all fucked up.
Bullhorn Betty's going to continue to talk about it. We're going to continue to put these victims front and center with or without compensation. She matters.
Since when have you not had compensation? Since when have you not? You've got GoFundMe's, Cash Apps, all sorts of shit going on. They're paying for your legal fees. When have you not been compensated for the targeted attacks of these families? You get really well compensated for your targeted attacks, actually. Oh. Please make sure you go sub up to the channels like Duchess, Arctic Fox, Chico, who actually do bring awareness to what is really going on and don't do it in this unethical way.
Story matters. We need to bring her home no matter what condition she is in. Again, this right here, this beautiful girl is Ja'Niyah McMichael. And I truly believe her mom knows what happened to her. If you have any information, please reach out. And
Mind of Monsters is another one. Like there's a bunch. You guys can name them in chat. There's a bunch of people that actually do really good work at bringing awareness. Beddy is not one of them. Beddy is a vulture. Beddy is an exploiter of any children's trauma, suffering, especially if they're missing, because children cannot consent. So as long as they're missing, she can smear their dignity, their stories all over the place. She don't have to care.
And finally, you can always send any information that you have or have acquired to bullhornbetty@gmail.com, bullhornbetty@gmail.com. We need help.
Somebody in the chat says, yes, there's no voice for these kids. They need heard. Fucking idiot.
I need your help. And for all my friendly content creators out there, I'm not asking you to take your whole channel and start going down this road. I'm just asking you to please take a few moments and advocate for Ja'Niyah. She deserves it and she's worth it. All right, guys, rock it out with your coffee beans out. Don't forget to be fearless. If you see something, say something. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. We're going to be covering this case more. This is going to be one of the cases that we are going to deep dive into. It's because I feel very, very passionate about this case and the details of this case.
No, you don't feel passionate about this case. You feel passionate about attacking the mother and harassing another family. That's what you're passionate about.
Really, really rubbed me the wrong way. Although I can tell you right now, it's not going to be a case that we're going to be able.
Betty, you having a chapped ass isn't because of anybody but you. Stop dragging it across the carpet. That's your fault. Nobody else's.
Able to do boots on the ground because it's in a drug-infested gang.
Here's the excuse. Told you she wouldn't do it. Chicken shit.
During this case more. This is going to be one of the cases that we are going to deep dive into. It's because I feel very, very passionate about this case and the details of this case really, really rubbed me the wrong way. Although I can tell you right now, it's not going to be a case that we're going to be able to do boots on the ground because it's in a drug-infested, gang-infested community, and I'm not subjecting myself to harm to go in there to cover this. But what we will do.
Whoo.
Is we're going to raise our voices online as much as possible, and I'm going to condemn the shit out of this lady's mother or this child's mother. So be prepared for that because I'm
not based on facts and evidence from law enforcement, just because Betty's got a feeling.
Sorry, she should have done more to protect her daughter. And this nonsense that I just saw on Facebook that her mom's like, oh yeah, just come home. You're not in trouble. You're not in trouble. I've heard that song and dance entirely too much, and I'm getting sick and tired of hearing that. These criminals that do things to their children.
Speaking of criminals, who's out on a $20,000 bond? That'd be you. You're facing a felony and a grand jury indictment.
They need to find better statements to make than the same statements that we hear over and over and over again from one guilty parent to another guilty parent. Like
Guilty of what?
I said, this is the same story, just a different face. God bless.
God bless. You are a vile, evil bitch. Yep, another family that needs to be warned for sure. Absolutely. I condone that. I condone this family being warned about her. All of them. Every single one, because she will seek to destroy. She will try to reach out to the father, try to cause further division, try to cause infighting with the family. She will do anything and everything to continue to attack this family. This is Ja'Niyah McMichael. Again, she's been missing since August 11th, 2024. She is currently 14 years old. She's been missing since she was 13. She's a beautiful young lady. She's been missing for 9 months. If you have any information in regards to her location, the FBI has up to a $20,000 reward that is offered. Oof. Okay. Yeah, that's all I got tonight. I was going to roll into the other one, but I'm going to leave it to Beddy tonight because this is enough and this needs to stand alone. And I hope people rewatch it because another family is being targeted and they don't deserve this. So, yeah, we're going to keep on this one. We're going to keep, as long as she continues to do this to this family, we will continue to put pressure right back on. And if we have to, I will ask the actual awareness community, my friends that do amazing things, to help me cover the factual information on this case and drown out the Beddys of the world. We will make sure that this family doesn't get attacked again. I hope you guys all have a wonderful rest of your Saturday evening. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Don't forget, tomorrow we are doing Chap's current fight. Not to give anybody she's got the fight of her life coming up. And when I say the fight of her life, she is facing a double mastectomy because of breast cancer, a recent breast cancer diagnosis. She will be going in for surgery. So we need to rally around her. So her GoFundMe is up. The live is scheduled already. It's at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you can join us tomorrow, she will be sharing some of her story and what she is going through. So we fight together. Have a wonderful rest of your night, you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Good night.